ready?
Here we
are.
are.
You do it. Do the thing. Go.
Hey, everybody, it's the Brightside with Mikey and Rachel. I'm Rachel.
I'm Mikey.
And this is the podcast where we talk about Lindy Hop, our opinions, and whatever else you want to hear us talk about, because we will talk about it.
And we will talk about anything today because Rachel is a goofy bastard right now.
Giggle monster.
Seriously.
I'm a giggle monster.
Everything leading up to about the past hour of us trying to plan this fucking podcast, you've been just making me giggle and making yourself cry as you giggle.
Well, look. Here's the thing.
I'm just a funny thumb bitch, and I'm going to make myself laugh all day.
I'm a pretty funny person. Didn't know if you knew. Little cute reminder.
This is like the best.
There you go.
This is like the best and worst part of a podcast because I'm just watching your body movements as though like, let me just prove a point while leaning to the side of my chair here and putting my arm
Let me get
up.
comfortable in my rolly chair. Let me tell you.
But it's good. So I mean, like obviously you've had lots of changes at work. Last time you told us about a big change, but you have another big change in work.
Oh my God, I have so many big changes. So there was this big miscommunication at work where they wanted me to go to San Francisco for 3 months, right?
Yeah, of course.
And then the person who I'm working with decided that I would be more useful if I stayed in LA. But I think he forgot to tell everybody other than himself that I was going to stay in LA. You can see where the problem lies.
Yeah.
So both HR and my manager thought I was still going to San Francisco. And so they were like making plans for me to leave and like doing all this other stuff and like setting up meetings for me to go to in San Francisco. And then I was on a phone conversation with my new manager, my new partner human, and it wasn't until like 10 minutes into the phone conversation where I was like, wait, this sounds like he's making it seem like I'm going to stay in LA. And so I was like, am I staying in LA? And he was like, oh, yeah. And I was like,
yeah, of course.
I've been planning to leave for 3 months. Like, I've been packing. And he was like, oh, yeah, no, you're going to stay in LA. And I was like, valuable information.
Why would you do that? Why would you pack anyways? God, you're
Good to
staying
know.
here.
So I'm staying in LA, which is good.
Yeah, of course.
Which is good.
For many reasons.
And for so many reasons, like Brett and I are in escrow.
Yay! That's a good thing for people who
I
don't
know.
know, just in case you're like an uneducated person.
It's a
listening
good
to
thing.
this,
They're
so.
like, oh, no, I feel so sorry for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, that's horrible, you know?
Oh, no.
How long do you
that's
have to
terrible.
live?
Are you okay? No. No, not okay.
Not today. Not at all.
Not today. So we don't have the house yet. Like, it's
Right.
not finalized, so we
Right.
can't.
It takes
we
30
can't be
days.
like, oh, congratulations to us, we have a house.
Right.
Like, they still have some things to do to be like, okay,
Yeah.
no, you can't have the house, or
it's usually
yes, you can.
It's usually a time. It's for three main reasons. I used to be in this fucking horrible real estate loan industry, and it's three reasons. One, paperwork, a shit ton of
Yep.
paperwork, and asking
Lots of
lawyers to
paperwork.
look it over. Two, make sure you have time to get extra money in case you need it. Three, time just in case to make sure you actually want it. So it usually takes about 30 days.
On top of all this, while this has been happening, remember when I told you about the health inspector dropping by my house?
Yeah.
So now they have to do all these repairs.
Right.
So they have cut a huge hole in my laundry room to gain access to the plumbing for my washer and dryer because it was installed illegally. Yeah. But they didn't put anything back. So everything's sitting like in the middle of the laundry room with this giant hole cut open into the wall where my cats could easily crawl into. Dirt everywhere because they're like super messy.
Right.
And then while we're out of town this past weekend in San Francisco, my friend is watching the cats and she's like, oh, hey, just so you know, there's a ceiling fan laying on top of the litter box, but you knew that, right? And I was like, excuse me, what? And so she sends me a picture, and I'm like, what is that? And she's like, it's a ceiling fan. I think it's from your bedroom. And then she shoots me a picture of my bedroom, which now has this new light and no ceiling fan. Remember, I don't have air conditioning. So the fact that I don't have a ceiling fan in my bedroom is like problematic.
Yeah, and also for people who don't know, in Southern California right now, especially LA, it is still summer.
It is still summer. It was actually quite cool today.
Oh, was it?
As you can see, I'm wearing a light sweater, so it was definitely on the cooler side.
But still summer. Still summer.
It was like winter. It was so cold. But okay, so they installed this light, didn't tell us, put the fan on top of the litter box. Like, they could clearly see there's cat poop in there. If they can't smell it, they cuckoo banana boats. Like, I don't know what's going on with them.
Sorry, real quick. I can honestly say I don't know if I ever smelled cat poop because I always smell like cat litter. And so I don't know which one is actually which anymore. So I just assume but I assume that whole smell is cat poo now.
But yeah, like usually when it smells, it's because cats have gone in it. It's not just the litter. Like, the litter doesn't smell bad naturally.
Tell us more about this cat litter and the smell you say comes from it. This sounds interesting.
So let me tell you something about cats. Like other animals, they have to eliminate. All right?
Why do our conversations always devolve into what the fuck your cats are doing? It's the most hilarious thing ever.
So, anyway, it's been like chaos in my house. Oh, and then on top of that, like, we had the exterminator come to, get rid of the cockroaches, but now we have like more cockroaches. There's like more cockroaches.
Because they're being scared out of the walls.
But why into my house? Why aren't they going out of my house?
It doesn't matter because in 3 weeks you won't care anymore.
I hope I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I hope I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm so done with this apartment. How are you?
I am comparably doing great. I don't have to worry about cockroaches. I don't have cats because I die. But it's been good. I was sick a couple days ago and fever, bedridden. I was in my bed for a day and a half straight, just drinking water, and that helped because that broke my fever. And then
fever.
And then oh god, keep going.
Just kidding.
No, keep
just
going.
kidding. I can't think of the rest of the song. No, how does the song go? I can't think of songs in the moment.
I'm pretty sure with that song, every time you forget the lyrics, it's just go back to fever.
Fever. Fever.
Yeah, see, exactly.
I'm singing the entire song.
Yeah, exactly.
You're welcome.
I'm sure they were like, hey guys, I don't remember the words, so I'm just going to keep saying fever in many different...
And they were like, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
Peggy Lee is going to be a star.
I'm going to be a star, everybody. Fever.
Oh, my God. Oh, and this is the thing. This is why it's perfect, because I feel loopy because in the past couple days, so I slept a lot, and then, through, was it Monday to Tuesday, I didn't sleep. So, because I was, overloaded on sleep. So I stayed up for over 24 hours. And I had so much energy, so I worked out and then got a little sick, and then okay, and then I was okay, got up and did stuff, and I cleaned my room, and then I got a little sick, and then I did some stuff in the kitchen and cooked a little bit, and then I got a little sick, and then I went to work at the studio, and I did this 30 minutes of solo jazz stuff, nonstop, energy flowing, and then I got a little sick, and then I taught for 2 hours. And then I came home, and I ate a little bit, and I went straight to bed before 11 o'clock. It was the most beautiful thing ever.
Yeah.
It was like the gates of heaven opened up, and I was like, go to bed. And I was like, I'm going to go to bed, everybody. It's going to be so nice. And it's good. I'm going to dream things, and I'm going to sleep. I'm going to pretend my pillow's a marshmallow and eat it. Yeah, stuff like that.
Yum. Sticky. That's cool.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good day. And then today I got up real early. Right now, I got up around like 6, and I wanted to wait.
That's early for you.
Yeah, and I wanted to wait till my roommate left so I can talk out loud.
A little chitty chat with yours truly.
Yeah.
Ye old princess
of the
cockroaches. Dahlenburg, sitting in the house 11, 12 p.m. at night. Oh, Dahlenburg is way up past her bedtime.
Dahlenburgers.
Dahlenburgers.
That would be, if you guys ever open a restaurant, that would be the name. Dahlenburgers.
Dahlenburgers?
Yeah.
I hope not. That's stupid.
Stupid. Idiot.
Idiot.
Speaking of idiot things, I'm going to go to Lindy Focus. It's going to happen. It's really going to happen. I got all the stuff purchased. I'm going there just as an attendee. I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to dance a lot.
I'm going to have some fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to dance a lot.
I started planning pranks to pull Lindy Focus, so we'll see what happens.
Really?
Yeah.
We should record them.
I mean,
we should get like lobs.
Lobs? As you're holding the collar of your shirt. Lobs to go right here.
The lob will go right here on my collar.
Exactly. And then we'll do it. And then we'll have Brett shoot it.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will. And
Done.
And so we're gonna try to do a live version. Maybe we'll just hold the microphone and like walk around and talk to people.
That sounds like fun.
We'll rock around the hotel and just do like a normal thing, but we happen to be walking. It's a walk and talk, everybody. It's a walk and talk.
We'll figure something fun out for you guys.
It'll be great. It'll be great. I think we'll probably try. I want to try to shoot at least or do at least two podcasts while we're there.
That's a little conservative, don't you think?
No, I think.
Don't you think that's being a little lazy?
Fuck off.
Oh, now you want to be lazy. I see how it is.
I gotta make
Some
time.
of us just like to work a little bit harder around here.
I gotta make time for the dancey and party times.
I gotta make time for the hot tub.
They don't have a hot tub there, do they? No, they don't.
No, they don't have a hot tub.
Because it would be
frozen.
It'd be frozen.
But they have a swimming pool.
I mean, we can get creative with it. And yeah, they have a swimming pool. We can get creative. Like make it get all hot as much as we can. Put a lighter next to it, right? That's how you make things hot, right? You put a lighter next to it.
Okay, moving on. So,
I love that you're. No, that is stupid, Mikey. We're moving on. Now we're gonna talk about lobs again.
We're just gonna move on from what you said and go back to me. It's all about me.
What's about you, Rachel?
Should we talk about the topic of the day?
No, I don't want to talk about the topic. Okay, we can talk about the topic.
Oh. No, I mean, we don't have to. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Let's do this. Let's be silent, and since we can only see each other, let's just talk through movement.
Are you serious? Oh no, this is lame. Stop. No. Now it's just me talking by myself, and everybody just has to listen to me. It's the Brightside with Rachel, everybody. The only star that you actually want to hear.
Sing.
Sing? I don't have anything to sing right now. No, let's move on. Back to me.
Let's move on. Back to
things. Back to the things that I want to do.
So, okay, we're going to talk about being creative in the dance, right?
Be creative. Be creative. Be creative. Be creative. Oh, what?
Hands full, arms folded across the chest like a 1990s hip-hop artist, R&B artist of the year from the People Choice Awards. Okay. But yeah, be creative. Exactly. So I was hoping you would say that when I wrote that.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, be creative. And I was like just prompting you.
He wrote it real big.
Be creative. Here.
Be creative.
Yeah. So being creative in the dance, like I feel like a lot of the times At least in my case, and I think I mean, I like to watch a lot of people on the social dance floor. I love watching people dance on the social dance floor because it's so much fun, just to see what's going on out there. Like trying to see if I can like see where they're going with their dancing, or seeing what's happening, or like focusing on a technique or what anything. So many different ways, but the one thing I notice a lot of the times is a lot of dancers will just let things happen. And it's kind of the magic of the dance in the sense of like, oh my God, I have no idea how we just did that to the music, but it was so creative and it was so like imaginative, but like I don't know how to recall that.
Yeah.
And that's one of my big things that with creativity is like, how can you make something that seems spontaneous be a little more planned?
Yeah. I mean, that's something that happens to me all the time. I'll just like be in the moment and do something, and I'll be like, "That was really rad."
Yeah.
I have no idea what I just did.
I know.
Like I can't even like sort of recall what I just did. I'm like, it is just gone.
I like that it's like okay, I was doing this with my leg and my hair went this way. Like that's some of the things is like top
you're
and
like,
down.
oh,
yeah.
I was thinking about my cats. But then I ended up over here, and I was like, "Oh, that's funny."
But see,
did I feed my cats today?
But that's such a good thing about like being aware of yourself as you dance, and being able to call upon those moments, and even if you're not fully, even if you're not fully aware of what you're doing, then maybe at least you can actually see it from afar and be like, okay, well, it was something like this, and have a better understanding from it. And for me, and like that's being creative is or a way of being creative is like trying to recall and working on these things that seem spontaneous, but really that you put some effort into it. And I really like that idea.
Are you able to do that?
Yeah. Now I've had to actually train myself to do that. Like where sometimes when I was younger, I would dance like, okay, so this is how it happened for me was I took a lesson from Peter Strom after not taking lessons from like a really long time, and he was talking about like, don't let things be out of your control, like try to control them. And so that really stuck with me.
Classic.
Yeah, that really stuck with me, and I was just like, oh yeah, like I'm really out of control, like see what happens, like throw the hand this way, see what happens, throw my body this way and see what happens, like and that goes really well with my personality. But I think to make myself grow as like a dancer and a person, like it's like throw myself this way, but try to make this happen out of it. Like you're throwing your body this way because you want this to happen. So it's just to see like what's the progression, what happens next. And then working with Laura Keat a lot of the times, like she would get on my fucking case a lot when I was younger.
Yeah.
About
I can imagine.
Yeah, about just being like, okay, what did you do? And I was like, I did a swing out. It's like, okay, but you did some footwork and a rhythm with it. Like, what was it? And I was like, I don't remember. Like, so I wanted those moments to stop happening. Like, I really had to work on it for like a couple years to be like, okay, what am I doing? And actively, instead of letting things happen, more like, okay, I want to try this and then seeing what happens. It's like testing, experimenting.
How do you do that though without hindering your creativity at the same time? Do you know what I mean? Like without thinking too much.
But I think part of it is thinking. It's like part of it is thinking, and the other part is feeling it. Like the feeling it, we often think comes first, but I just have to flip it. I think first, and then I feel when I have to be in this mode. So I feel like it doesn't hinder my creativity. Like I'm still feeling something and letting things be spontaneous, but I'm giving myself a situation. And the situation is the part that's thinking. I'm thinking about this. So it's like this. I'm going to do a swing out. And instead of doing a regular triple step on a 3 and 4, I'm going to do a different type of rhythm. And so that's the thinking part of it. And then the feeling part of it is just like going for it and trying it and hearing the music and seeing the feeling that I'm getting from my partner. What happens from that? So
it's a little bit more compartmentalized.
Yeah.
Compartmentalized.
Compartmentalize.
I don't know this word. It's too late over here.
Say it again.
I don't know.
Say it 3 times in a row.
Compartmentalize?
Again?
Is that the word?
Yeah.
Compartmentalize?
I can't say the word either.
Compartment? What is the word?
Department store analyze.
Department
Store analyze, yeah.
Gotcha.
A very few people
categorize.
Categorize, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's the way.
Categorize?
Yeah. But it's like a process. It's a process for me.
Right.
It's a process for me. But that's the way I figured out how to do it, because my idea of the dance just wants to like fucking see what happens a lot of the time. So I have to learn to learn. And
yeah, I'm like that too.
Yeah.
I find when I'm most creative, I'm like not thinking. I'm just out there doing.
Yeah.
I need someone to be recording me all the time.
I mean, that's what it's like. But instead of like actually looking at a machine and looking to see what happens, like I'm trying to like actively record it in my own head.
Stop relying on the machines.
The machines will take over.
They're only gonna take over in the end.
This is like an improv class. Like I keep giving you prompts and you're going for it.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. And.
Oh yes. And.
Yes.
Yes.
And.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, every now and then I'm able to be like, ooh, I know exactly what I did there, and I was being super creative. But a lot of times I'll just be like, oh, that was fun. What did I just do? Can't recall. Yeah. Oh, well. Moving
on. But, I mean, okay, so we talked about a little bit about in the social dance aspect of it. But what about, like, in the planning part of it? Like, do you ever, like, train with somebody or work with somebody in general, and does that help you be creative and, like, be able to retain the creativity?
Yeah. Well, that's a good question.
Yeah, like putting a routine together, or just like, hey, I'm going to dance with somebody for like 30 minutes and then see what happens. And then it always kind of devolves into kind of like, okay, let's focus on this little thing that we're doing here, this little rhythm, this little feeling.
Yeah, I think a lot of creativity comes out of that.
Yeah. And for me, a lot of the times, like, the people that I've talked to, the people that I've worked with in like in lessons or different things, they often say it's like, well, you know, it's the place I'm around, like on a social dance floor, I'm super creative, but when, you know, I'm working on it, I can't be. And I'm like, just recreate the whole idea. What's the environment? Does it take lower lighting? You know, does it take just like putting on a playlist and not having to worry about putting music on and just dancing?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's really good, and, like, it's really great to experiment like that, but at some point you have to take that experiment to another level. And that's the part of this, like, be creative. Don't just be like, let it happen. Like, you will have to actively work to be creative.
Do you find that you can be really creative in a competition setting?
No. That is the one
like when you're in a Jack and Jill?
That is the one part where sometimes I am and sometimes I'm not.
Yeah.
Like pretty much in social dancing, or if I'm working with somebody in the studio or something, I can call upon like a plethora of like imagination and knowledge and feelings. But when I'm on the fucking dance floor competing, sometimes it just goes blank, and I'm just like, I can't even hear the fucking music.
Oh man. Okay, that's how I feel too. And there's video of me competing in the finals of a Jack and Jill from this past year. And I was so nervous competing because it was like it was like a spotlight where you just like go out and dance with your partner for a minute and a half. I was like shaking. And so we were dancing, just started. We did like a couple swing outs. And so I was like, okay, on this next swing out, I'm just going to like do some sort of variation just to like loosen myself up. I physically couldn't do anything except for like the most basic kickball change. And it took so much effort to do it. You can see on the video how hard I tried to do that kickball change. It's like blaring. It's like looking at me in the face every time.
You know what's so funny?
Oh, it's so bad.
I know that feeling. Like, as you're saying this, I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to do this variation, and then it'll loosen me up, and then it'll feel better, and it'll all be downhill from here. And then as you're trying to do it, it's like you have the feeling like you're going to fart, and you're trying to fart, but it just won't come out, and then when it does, it's like a mess of weird. Is that just me? That's me. Okay, that's fine. Moving on. So... I mean, in the sense, you know it so clearly, and you know what's gonna happen, but you're trying so hard to make this like simple thing that you've done 10,000 times happen.
I feel like it's like, you know, when you're having a dream where you're like running away from something, or you like fall down and you're trying to get up, and you can't, and it's because like you're like kind of half awake and half asleep, and your body has to like. It's still like disconnected.
Turn itself
it shuts your body. And so like you physically can't move, but you're dreaming that you're moving, and you're trying to move because you're starting to wake up. That's what it feels like to me. I'm like trying to move so hard in my head, but my body is like dead weight, and I'm like, whoa, how do I move my foot?
Hashtag the life and struggles of Rachel.
Oh, it's so real. It's so. It got a little better after that, but that first kickball change, man, was
painful.
It was really painful.
That's so funny. I mean, I completely, I feel like I understand that, and like that is the one area that I feel like I can work on the most. I see some dancers leads and follows, and it looks like it just flows out of them so nicely. And the one thing that I see that works on those people is that not that they try something super out of this world creative. It's like they do what they normally do, and they do it in such a style that makes it look different or feel different. So, for instance, like someone like Sky. Like, I swear to God, if we...
Sky.
Does your heart beat for only one Sky?
Oh, what a dreamboat.
There's this joke a long time ago. Where he went into Nina's work, and Nina was working at
when she was
Urban Outfitters.
Laser.
No, not that one. At Urban Outfitters, and then he like took off, and then one of her coworkers, that's usually just like the real life embodiment of Daria from MTV.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Like turned to her and goes, "Your friend's a golden god." I was like, yep, that's pretty much Sky.
That's
in a fucking bag.
That's him in a nicely wrapped nutshell.
Yeah, exactly. So like
with gold foil and a little bow on top.
a little
encrusted
blonde.
with diamonds.
Exactly. So I'm pretty sure if you go back and see like any contest he's in, he does like a Charleston basic, side by side with his partner, and like it's so cool. But like he has this little kick on 5, like it's like a little kick, like he puts his thigh up and then like snaps his knee out or snaps his foot out, and it's just like it's this little extra little bit that works with the music. And every time he does it, it's not just kind of like, well, I'm in this position, so I'm gonna do it. It's I'm in this position and the music is this, so I'm gonna accentuate that part of it. So like even that little bit for me is like being creative. It's like using what you have, which is we all have the same kind of basic understanding of the dance: swing out, circle, tuck turns, pass bys, Charleston basics, like stuff like that. Where those are our basic movements. Now, how can we like tweak it just a little bit?
Yeah, but how do you do that when you're super nervous in a competition?
Exactly. I have no idea. You're asking the wrong person. Stop asking me. God.
When you feel like a giant icicle just frozen stiff.
Oh my God. I mean, so okay, here's one thing. At Lindy Fest, when I was dancing with Laura in the Strictly, and like we do this like behind the back thing, and then like I do this turn, and then she thinks it's one turn, and then she loses her balance and starts to fall.
Oh yeah, that was rad.
That was like 15 minutes in my head. Like as she's falling, like I just remember her going slowly going down. And
She
I'm
did
just
kind of
watching.
fall in slow motion though.
Yeah, but she did. But like for me, like it felt like 15 minutes of me just watching. Like I felt like I was just like, how am I going to do this? No, and then
Well, let me take a step back here and really evaluate the situation.
That's what it felt like. It felt like I had this out of body experience where like I was watching myself and watching Laura fall and like watching the audience like look at us and like this is so fake. I don't know what's going on. And I'm like looking at Laura. I'm like, should I catch her? Nah, she's going down. But then we all have to watch her hit the ground, and I don't want to see that. So maybe if I go down and like catch her by the back before she hits the ground, maybe I can help her up. Will that look bad? And it's like, probably. But the best thing is, I got this. I'm going to pick her up and everyone will yell. And then I'm going to pick her. I started picking her up and then I could just feel like, oh, there's the beat again. Oh my God, I'm back in my body. Keep dancing. That's what it felt like. And it was so fucking surreal.
Oh, man.
Well, that's not being creative. That's just fucking saving a moment.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not creative.
No.
God.
I mean, sort of. But I mean, not really. Not really. I mean, it's awesome. I'm awesome. I am amazing, but it's not creative.
I'm really awesome. Okay, well, what do you do? Like, what kind of things do you do if you're not feeling creative? Like, if you're in a creative slump, how do you pull yourself out of that?
Well, I mean, there's a couple different ways. Sometimes, like if I'm working with somebody on the studio and I'm like nothing is working, everything I'm trying to hit. Sometimes it's better just to leave it alone.
Yeah.
If it's a routine or something, go to another piece of the song. Try working out something else instead of trying to hit that same wall over and over again. Like instead of trying to climb over it, that doesn't work. Going around it, that doesn't work. Going under it, that doesn't work. I'm just using metaphors, but
it's a wall.
It's a wall.
Okay.
It's a big wall.
It's a big wall.
Never mind.
You can't just climb under it.
There's so many jokes we could put there, but it's not the time. So, but you can't do it. So instead of that, just go. Look somewhere else. Go a different way. Start walking a different way. And like that for me is the thing that works the most. And that can sometimes help me be extra creative because now I have so much like energy and like because I try to put so much energy into one part, it wasn't working. So I'm gonna take that energy and work it into another part of my dancing or another part of the routine or another part of helping out my partner.
Yeah.
You know what I started to do like with this is really funny because I saw this actually Kelly Young, we were talking about her earlier before we started the podcast, but like she sent me this clip. It was kind of random, but it was really cool. It was like 2 years ago and it was National or Ballet Day, And
okay.
And it was the London Ballet Company. I think it's London, or like it's one of those, a really, really prestigious one. They were having like an open training session, and where people just came in to watch them train. And one of the main choreographers, the main person that ran it, was going through a routine with a dancer and telling them how to change it as they're doing it, and like maybe try this or try that and try that, and okay, now this, I like what you did there, but like change this part, or like no, not that part, that doesn't work, let's do it like this, okay, scratch that whole part and let's do this, like so many different ways, and it was just happening live, and I was like, oh my God, that's sometimes how I feel. It goes on in my head. It's like, I don't like that. No, change this. No, okay, mix this. Okay, now change this part and this part. So then when I worked on the routine with Joe, that's how I approached it. A lot of the times I wouldn't dance it, and I would just stand back and watch Joe do something, and then I'd be, okay, that was good. Do this. Okay, now add this. Now maybe change your arm over here. Okay, now do something more with pointing your feet. Keep this up higher, keep this slower, keep this faster, stuff like that. And I felt like that was a whole new way of being creative because it's like kind of like playing with a toy where I'm like, okay, now do this, and you're directing every little part. And it was so cool to do that. I mean, not just like playing with a toy, but it was so cool to like.
I love playing with toys. It's just such a cool thing to do. Joe is my new favorite toy, and I love her so much.
Brush your hair every day.
I brush her hair all the time, and I put it up in really fancy hairstyles. You may have noticed. You thought it was her this whole time, but it's actually me.
It's been me behind the scenes every time, guys. I just didn't even know
me and my hairbrush.
I created the hairbrush.
And I use one of those little Barbie-sized hairbrushes. It's not a real human hairbrush.
Because that's the trick.
Tiniest little hairbrush.
That is the trick. That is how you get
for
the
that mountain of hair.
Mountain of bountiful hair.
Mountain of hair.
But what do you do? What do you do when you feel like you're in a creative slump? Do you have a way of getting out of it, or do you just kind of like walk away from it for a while and then come back to it?
Yeah, I'm like not someone who loves to force the creativity out of me. Like if I'm not feeling it, I'm not gonna push the issue. Mm-hmm. So I'll leave it, or I will go find something else that inspires me, like comedy or music or a movie, or I don't know. Just
I feel like that. No, that's really true, because I feel like sometimes with you, and this is an observation, is like, and this is why I like you, because I can keep your attention for a long time, is because you can easily get bored by something or somebody or some situation. You'd be like, I'm out, you know?
Yes.
And I've seen you do it before, and not that it's like upsetting or anything. I'm just like, okay, you're bored. I get it.
Yeah. I can't get bored really easily.
Yeah.
And so, and the other thing is that like I don't like to commit to things if I'm not feeling serious about them.
Yeah.
Which is amazing that I have like, it means something that I've stuck with Lindy Hop for as long as I have, because I don't really stick with things for very long.
Well, luckily it's like kind of a multifaceted. There's so many different ways of doing it. I mean, like we always think of like the social dancing being the apex of it all, but like really there's so many different ways to actually do it.
For sure.
Competitively, thinking about it, teaching it, or or administratively, like running behind the scenes like events, or running a school, or running a dance studio or something like that.
Yeah, and I think like I feel like I need a lot of complexity in my life to keep myself sane, and so when I lack complexity, then I get bored, which then causes me to lose inspiration.
So maybe then that is a way of thinking the dance. Like, do you think of it as a complex dance?
Oh, totally.
In what kind of ways do you feel like it is complex?
I think I guess I think in like most ways it's complex.
Well, yeah.
Like you can't describe like leading and following in one simple way.
Right.
There's like a million different ways you can feel it or describe it.
And for me, but like that's the thing. It's like there's so many different ways to do it. There's so many different ways to experience it. And that's what makes me feel like I can be creative, is because like I can start mixing so many different ways to do it.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I just like if I'm not feeling creative in a moment, I can't force myself to feel creative.
As a follow, when you're dancing social dancing, do you ever get the feeling of like, ooh, I want to try this one little thing? And do you get the chance to do it, or do you feel like most of the time it's like that doesn't come up, or do you feel like, oh, I never got to try this little thing because my leader was just like, like go over here and
oh yeah, I feel that all the time.
Really?
I also feel like I'll be like, oh, I have this thing I want to try, and then I won't get the opportunity to try it. And because like most of the time I'm dancing with somebody who I probably don't know super well, because LA, it's massive. I won't go up to them afterwards and be like, hey, can I pull you aside real quick and spend 5 minutes trying this thing? I don't, and I'm just not someone who does that at a social dance.
Right.
Like I don't like doing that. That feels weird to me.
Of course.
But there are also a lot of times where like I will feel a certain something in the song or a certain vibe or whatever, and my partner is so feeling something else, and I feel like it's easy as a follow from my voice to just get drowned out. And so then I'm like, oh, my inspiration or my creativity for the song is like, it's gone.
Out the window.
Out the window. Bye.
Here's a funny thing. because you brought this up, kind of pulling somebody aside and being like, hey, can I work with you for like 5 minutes and like at a social dance? Because there used to be this thing like a lot of guys, and I'm saying this as in males, leaders would often do this at dances or dance events where they would just kind of like huddle around in like a corner and like maybe grab one or two follows and be like, playtime, and like try to figure out like these variations or these different kind of moves, and it would happen a lot, mostly with the guys trying to figure it out. I would love if like you or like anybody else out there listening, female, follow, or whatever, to do the same thing. Be like, hey, let's figure out this one little thing, and then instead of like a group of guys trying to tell you what to do and being like, oh, can you just do a swing out with me, or can you just do this basic thing with me? I want to inspire everyone else to be like, grab a leader and be like, hey, can you just do this one thing for me while I figure this out?
Yeah.
Like, because that would be so awesome, and I think that would like, you know, better have that balance where instead of like where it kind of breaks my heart where you're feeling like, oh, I don't want to do that with them, and I'm like, but fucking do it. Like, I really want you to do it. I really,
please.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain why I don't want to do that.
No, it's all right. You don't have to. You don't want to. I'm telling you, if you ever did, I would definitely back your play and be like, yeah, that's cool and that's fucking awesome.
I mean, if I feel like a lot of conviction for something where I need to figure it out right then and there, then I definitely will be like, hey, I need to try this with you. But most of the time I'm like, oh, that didn't work out how I wanted it to, or I didn't really get to try it in this song. I'll just try it again the next song.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
like I use my social dancing time as like a time to experiment and like evaluate my own dancing a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Unless I'm like at an event, I don't usually do that, but at home, social dancing.
Yeah, no, for sure. And even, I mean, here's the thing. For me, that's one of the things that separates more like really experienced dancers, that especially follows. Like, they sometimes, like, I can feel it, like, where they're just like, fuck you, I'm gonna do what I want to do for these like next 8, 16, whatever counts, and then I'll come back to you. And when I feel that, it like, it for one kind of like always like, ooh, okay, like shock a little bit, but at the same time, like, I love that because I'm just like, cool, because that means I can kind of do my thing, or I can watch you do your thing, and I can copy it, or I can mirror it, or I can do the opposite of it. You know, if they're doing a lot of movement, I do minimal movement, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where, like, it makes me be creative on the spot with stuff that I know. As in, like, if you're doing that, I can do the opposite, or I can do the same. You know, that's a simple way of doing it. But, like, that's the one thing, and I really love that, and I really want a lot more follows to do this. Try to do that same thing where it's like, hey, I know this is lead and follow dance, but I'm gonna take these next couple counts to like do whatever the fuck I want to do. So like, come along with me on this ride.
Yeah. And I like that.
Yeah, I really fucking like that. And like, here's the funny thing is, I can get you to do that. And not just because I
can make you do that.
Make you do that.
As a leader, I can totally make you do
9.5
that.
simple payments, and then one very difficult payment of $9.95. You too will learn this trick.
You will also be able to do this.
Yeah. No, but I mean, this is one thing I miss about being home is like staying out late night at like a Friday night at Atomic, where like there's only like 6 couples out on the dance floor.
Yeah.
And you know, like the DJ, like Chris or Andrew or James or somebody will be playing, and then they start playing out like, you know, the good shit, like the deep cuts, and then we'll like dance like 5 or 6 songs in a row.
Yeah.
because like either it's like you feel like super comfortable enough, or like you feel a groove that we get on a groove together, and then we both start trying to one up each other or experiment.
Yes.
And it's like, we did this one thing that last time, now let's try to do it like this, or like do it better, or like really be confident on this one. So like that's what I mean. Like I can get you to do it, but it's not because of me. It's just because like we get so comfortable because we dance together more and more and more and more, and that's
yes.
And that's such a cool thing.
I definitely love those moments where it's like late at night, most of the people have left, and then you get like a good jam going with your partner, and then you dance like 3, 4, 5 songs with them in a row. Mm-hmm. That's where the juices start really flowing.
Yeah, and that's the thing for me. Like that's where it shows me that it's like that's social. That's on the social dance floor, but being creative isn't just limited to that. Like that same idea could happen when you're not on the social dance floor and you're working with someone, besides just, like having the good time. So anyway, it's just one of those things where it's just like, I want to encourage you and any of our follow listeners out there, like, go up there and fuck up a dance. Fuck it up.
Yeah.
And do something with it, and then be like, I'll be right back. And then like take your time, and then like come back to the dance, and then like, okay, lead and follow, whatever. But I think that's really crucial to the whole idea of the dance and experimenting and independence and being creative, is that sometimes you just have to fuck up the system so you can make the system work.
Totally.
Yeah. So with that, do you have anything else? Do you have anything else?
I have the question of the day.
Oh, the question of the day.
It comes from Manu Smith in San Francisco.
Oh, God. Why every
that
time
guy
that I swear to God, he texts me in the middle of the night sometime, and I'm just like, why, man? Why are you even up? And he's talking about some VR bullshit or whatnot.
And you're like,
stuff.
Why?
I'm like, yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Why?
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 Why? So what does he have to say? What is he saying? What does he want?
This is what he says. He says, "Hey, Mikey, no hello to me."
Hey, Mikey,
Thanks.
and the girl voice.
And girl voice.
Stupid.
Can you tell us what is in your, quote, go bag, unquote, when you travel on the road for gigs? What are the things that you simply must take with you for gigs? Hashtag kthankbye. No S? No S? No K thanks? Just thank.
God.
Okay.
Trying so
Prejudice against the S. Like,
trying
whatever.
So
it's fine.
hard to be cool. Just can't even do it.
Falling short. Yeah. Falling short, Manu.
Oh, man. I guess we'll answer his question.
Okay. What do you have to take with you when you travel?
Good, but I will answer this too, but you will answer this too, because I know it's
I will answer this too.
But I'm like, whatever, Manu Smith.
I know. Like it's the Brightside with Mikey. Give me a break. That would never happen.
Who would listen to that?
Who would listen? No one. No.
The most serious face I've ever seen on your face ever just happened when you said, no one. Because you stopped the sentence you were in before, and then, no one.
No.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is honestly, before I go into like the must-haves, like this is honestly what I have to go through in my head every time before I leave.
Okay.
I dress myself up in like casual clothes and like, evening wear. So I go, do I have socks? Check. Do I have nice socks? Check. Do I have shoes? Check. Do I have nice shoes? And then so on and so forth, like pants and then belts and then underwear and shirts and undershirts and button shirts and then jackets, and then like I have to every time, or else I'm like, I forgot this. I forgot one time I forgot my underwear. Completely.
All of it?
Completely, yeah, for a weekend event. And I wore one underwears for like 4 or 5 days straight.
Did you flip it inside out?
No.
Or did you just wear it? You just wore it nasty, dirty.
Yeah. Most of the times
Did you wash in the sink?
Nope.
That's disgusting.
I just took them off and like let them dry.
Let them dry.
You get sweaty.
What's the matter with you?
You get sweaty.
That's disgusting. What's wrong with you? Did they have salt stains on them? Come on.
Sometimes.
It
gets sweaty.
Are you guys hearing this?
You're so in shock right now. I can't tell if you're in shock because I said that or if you're in shock because of that.
Mr. Beauregard. This is preposterous.
Oh, my God. Oh, fuck. Okay,
That
so
is...
there's another secret for you. Another fucking secret. But, like...
I'm going to go wash my ears out. Good grief. That's so gross.
Salt water.
I mean, I guess it could be worse.
That only happened once, and I'm very proud to say that.
It was last week. Not a big deal. It's over.
Last week when I was
it's
at Lindy
over.
Hop. It's great. Yeah, no worries.
I'm on my 5th day right now, but okay, it's fine.
I mean, you can't smell anything. You don't notice.
You can't smell it.
Yeah. So
I only have 3 flies zooming around me. No big deal.
No biggie. No biggie.
So underwear is a must-have.
Underwear is
Check.
a must-have. I have this little leather pouch. It's like a long piece, and I keep all my like ties and bow ties and collar stays and my tie bars. So all my like nice things, I have this like leather pouch. And I keep it all. It's all zips up and everything. That's a must-have because it has all my like extra stuff. So if I wear a suit.
Your accessories.
Yeah, accessories. So like,
what would be like? What would be the one thing that you would be like so upset to leave behind if you forgot it?
Oh man, like,
like it could be like a weekend ruiner.
Deodorant.
Seriously, you could just buy that anywhere.
Yeah, but
you got like a special deodorant.
Yeah, I can't have the one that has the metal in it anymore. Like. I think I used it way too much as a kid, and now so if I have any of that aluminum in there,
now you're just turning it into a Tin Man.
Yeah, pretty much, and I'm rusting like underneath my armpits. It's like red.
Yeah.
No, but if I use that stuff, it irritates my skin to no end.
Yeah.
So I have to have like a very like, special like Arm & Hammer type thing. So like that's one, and another one honestly is like I don't have a power suit, but I have like power pants. Mm-hmm. Where like no matter what, like I could be in any situation and I feel good that I'm wearing these pants. Like it just makes me feel good. One of them is a pair of jeans, and the other one is my brown like slacks that I often wear in like, dance contests, and like they were made for me a long time ago. They're actually the pants that I had made for me for my brother's wedding 15,000 years ago. But yeah, and so I have these, and you know what's funny too is my cousin Josh has the exact same because we were groomsmen for my brother, and so he has the exact same pants. So it doesn't help that when we both wear them, and then people think we look alike. So everybody's like, "Wait, but you're wearing the pants, and you both brown people. Like, I don't. Why are you guys doing this to us?" And we're like, "We don't do it.
We don't do it.
Racist. It's fine." But yeah, so that's for me. Like those. That's my like my power jeans and my power brown pants.
Cool.
So what about you? What's your go bag? What's your must-haves?
I always pack. Well, okay. If I'm flying, I always pack a pair of fuzzy socks.
Really?
Because I don't like wearing my shoes on the plane while I'm flying.
Oh, you're one of those people. As soon as you sit down, you take off your shoes, and then you just put your feet up wherever you like.
I might be that person. But okay, so when I take off my shoes, then my feet get cold.
Oh, and then you put them underneath Brett, and then Brett tries to warm them up, and you tingle, and it makes him feel weird.
Because he always lets me sit next to the window, which is a little bit cooler than sitting in the middle spot. So
learned so much about Rachel today.
So I have to wear my big fuzzy socks. I also have to always pack an extra pair of socks and underwear in case of emergency, like, what if I'm stranded?
Wait. Like, as in, like, onto your carry-on?
Yeah.
You bring extra socks and extra underwear just in case.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You never know. Or like, what if I get like so sweaty? Or like, what if it's raining and I get caught in the rain and then my socks are wet?
Does it rain in airplanes?
No, wherever I'm going.
Oh, okay.
Keep up. Because like, okay, when I went to Sweden, I packed like the minimum pair of socks probably. Mm-hmm. I don't really remember. But all of my clothes were wet because it rained the whole stupid week.
Yeah. Now I remember that.
And then I was stuck with wet clothes and I was miserable.
Yeah.
And so I there's been a couple times I've gone to Seattle and all my socks got wet because it was raining. And so then because I don't have rain boots because I live in a desert. It doesn't rain here.
It doesn't rain here. How dare you?
God. Who do they think I am?
May I add that you probably also usually have a hoodie with you at all times?
I always bring a hoodie with me because I get cold.
Yeah. Well, but it's also it's like your like safety. Like you put your hands in the pockets and then hoodie up.
It's true. It's a safety blanket for me.
I like it because it helps me realize what Rachel I'm dealing with that day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If I can get you out of the hood and like get your hands out of those pockets, then I'm like, yay, she's back.
But it's also like if it's just really cold someplace, I'm like too cold. I get so cold.
Which
sometimes.
is often happens like in like big hotel events. So like that's where it usually kind of goes down. If I can add one little thing, because like you were talking about the travel thing, one little thing, bring a jacket with you. Not you, but like with everybody, but like I always bring a jacket with me if I travel anywhere, like in a car or in an airplane. Like you were saying, like you never know what's gonna happen, and a jacket can be a pillow, it can be a blanket, it can like be a napkin, like like so many different things.
I mean, I bring at least a sweater with me every single day, no matter where I'm going in my regular life, because somewhere at some time of the day it gets cold in LA.
Yeah,
and I need my light sweater.
Yeah, but it's also like good for anything. Like it's one of those things. I feel like it's like Hitchhiker's Guide, where it's like don't forget your towel. Like it's
totally.
That's my thing. It could be a weapon too,
Yeah. The one thing that I cannot live without though, like it's a total weekend ruiner, is if I leave my bloomers at home.
Bloomers?
You know, my little shorts I wear underneath my dresses.
Oh. The hide the gender.
The hide the gender. I don't want to be flashing my big old butt cheeks to everybody.
Hey everybody, Rachel's in the house. How did you know? Because I saw her big old butt.
Hi, left butt, right butt. I mean, here's the thing. It takes up like 87% of all of my body fat. And so like, there's a lot of tush to hide, and if I don't have my bloomers, I don't want to just show someone the goods who hasn't earned it. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
They better deserve it.
That's some e-ticket passes right there, y'all.
Exactly. VIP.
I think
VIP.
I think that is probably a really good thing, especially for people who wear the skirts. Cuz like you can't I mean, you can if you want to show whatever you like. Who am I to say? But at the same time, it's like if you don't want to, those are probably a must-have, especially in our dance. You never know who's going to be flipping around or whatnot.
Oh, totally, for sure. And the other thing is that like then that crosses off like most of the things that I brought with me for the weekend to wear.
Right.
Like if that happens to me, then I either need to wear jeans all weekend, which sucks. When everybody else is dressed up and you're like, I want to dress up too. Oh no, JK, just going to wear these old stanky jeans I've been wearing for 5 weeks.
Oh, see?
Or,
see? See? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, did you know that I think it's the CEO of Levi's says that you shouldn't ever wash your jeans?
Yeah, I've heard that.
He never washes his jeans.
Yeah, I've heard that before. That's
Can
disgusting.
you imagine how disgusting those are?
This is real disgusting.
Like dead skin and hair.
Yeah, I mean,
there's probably like bugs crawling in there and stuff.
And let's be honest. Like somebody will spill something, or you'll spill something on your pants. Like that happens like more often than not.
So super fun story.
Uh-oh.
The first Lindy Fest I ever went to in 2007. I went with a bunch of friends, and I don't know where we were in town, like where we were staying, but it was far away from the venues, and this was before Lyft. We had to get a taxi to take us to the venues.
A taxi? What's that like? Tell me.
I know. Yeah, we had to call ahead. It took like 45 minutes to get there. I don't know how people dealt with it in those days. Anyway, it's like a minivan taxi.
Yeah.
We're riding, and this girl sitting next to me decides that she will bring her bowl of cereal along for the ride.
This is gonna get good. I can only imagine.
We're riding along. We hit a pothole. Mm-hmm. Her cereal goes flying, and all of the milk spills into my lap on my jeans. They're the only pair of jeans I brought the entire weekend. And then they smell like rotten milk for the rest of the weekend. Yeah. And it was disgusting. Yeah. And I was kicking myself for not having brought an extra pair of jeans. Because, like, how stupid are you to only bring one pair of pants on a trip?
You were young. We make these stupid mistakes, so we learn.
I think that's why I overpack now, is because I'm always like, what if this happens?
Yeah.
What if I have spilt milk?
Yeah. There's no reason to cry.
Think about the spilt milk.
But there is a reason to cry when you smell it like so bad, like that you know brings water to your eyes. So yeah, but I mean that's the thing too. Like you say that's because you overpack because you get ready for any situation. What if I overpack because I like to have options? It's fine.
I mean, I like options too.
See, there you go.
So sometimes I'm like, oh, I totally don't feel like wearing this.
Exactly.
Why did I bring it?
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like in the moment I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna totally rock this, and I open up my suitcase wherever I go to, and then I'm like, I'm not gonna wear this.
Why did I didn't bring any of this.
Why the hell did I?
And then you're like, this is all moot.
Yeah.
It's moo.
It's moo.
It's like a cow's opinion. It's moo.
Moo.
It's moo.
So my bright side for today would be, if you want to be creative, but god damn it, do something different with your dancing. That is my bright side for today.
Wow. What a lecture.
Yeah.
Thanks, Professor Mikey.
God damn right.
My bright side is...
No, shut up. No.
Oh, okay. The end.
I don't know why. I just wanted to say that out loud. Go ahead. Continue.
That was just mean. No, I don't want to say my bright side anymore.
No. I'm just kidding. Rachel, I'm just kidding.
My bright side is fighting justice with silence. And a sour fish face.
Yeah, you guys can't see it. It's very, very bottom lip oriented. What's your bright side, Rachel? What's your bright side?
My bright side is doing what you said about like taking more initiative and like figuring stuff out on the dance floor.
Yeah.
With your partner.
Yeah. I think
that's like a good little challenge.
I feel like it's very challenging. Like I said at the beginning, like it took me a couple years to learn how to do that for myself, and I feel like it'll take anybody else just as long or whatever. But at the same time, it's like you're not going to do anything unless you actually actively try to change it, and it's just fucking do something different, you know. And then you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out somehow, or you'll figure out another way to do it.
For sure.
So that's great, everybody. Thank you so much for listening.
Cool.
You can find us on the Facebooks and on SoundCloud and iTunes. Please hit us up on our Facebook page. Give us some questions because we need more questions. We always like your questions, and
we like the questions.
And just just know that we probably know every single one of you. And that ask these questions, so we'll probably make fun of you.
All of you.
We'll probably make fun of you
while
you're on the air.
We're watching you.
We are watching you.
We're Facebook stalking you right now.
You think Brett is only good with video cameras in his hand, and he's very good at hiding them.
Just wait.
Yeah, so it's really good.
Just wait.
So
8.
So Mikey saying goodbye, everybody.
And this is Rachel saying, hasta la vista, baby.
That was fucking perfect. End it.